And now a Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It's another Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis. I am Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And this is episode number 22.
Nice.
Yeah.
Double twos, lucky number.
Yeah, we are currently in Iowa. We were in Pittsburgh for a couple days visiting Alexis's family.
We were. It was a good time.
And then we drove over, rented a car, drove over to Iowa one day.
One day.
Super quick.
You did it. You did all the driving.
Yeah,
Thank you.
one-stop shop. And the one stop was we stopped at a dispensary in Illinois.
That was about it.
Yeah. So if you heard the episode last week, we are doing a little bit different. We're not doing listener questions or a Mexican slang of the day. We're kind of telling some stories from my trip and what Alexis did when she was home by herself. So we'll get back into some stories. And these are just kind of notes that I took throughout the trip.
Lots of notes.
Yeah. So, and they're just bullet points. So it might not even be like a full story, just a weird observation or something that, I noticed while traveling through Europe, I guess.
Yeah. Or travel tips.
Yeah. So let's see. The first thing I have on here. So I think we left off in Dubrovnik, Croatia. And this was what we did for my birthday when we went kayaking.
Which, great name, by the way, especially on your birthday.
Oh, yeah. Dude, bro.
Dubrovnik.
Dubrovnik.
I was like, that's where you're on your birthday? That's awesome.
Yeah. So we decided to go kayaking around. And if you don't know, Dubrovnik is King's Landing in Game of Thrones. That's the city that it was filmed in. So there's like a walled city, and the ocean's obviously right outside of the wall. So we went kayaking super early in the morning for my birthday.
Why not?
Yeah, and I think I told this on another one of our episodes earlier this week, but if you missed that, I'm going to retell it here. So when we we were kayaking and we got to this cave beach, and it's this awesome cave, and it has a little beach in there. And there's not a lot of beaches, not a lot of great beaches, at least where we were in the Adriatic, because it's more pebbles, kind of like in Greece.
Yeah.
Some
of them were very rocky, not very what you think of as beach.
Yeah. So we pull into this cave beach, and my buddy Frank is standing there, and the tour guide that we were a group with maybe like 10 people, 10, 15 people. And he said, "Hey, can you back up a little bit?" And, because we're trying to beach the kayaks. Yeah. And so he backs up, and while he's backing up, he trips over a rock, falls, and slices his hand from his palm down to his wrist.
Oh, no.
And since we were drinking the night before, he's just gushing blood.
Oh, God.
And so they're like, "Oh, do you have," or we're asking the tour guide, "Do you have like a first aid kit or anything?"
Where's the first aid kit?
And nope, nothing.
Why?
So yeah, you think that'd be something that would be an important
He
thing.
should have like the little, first aid fanny pack, like ready to go.
Yeah, right. But so he doesn't have one. But another tour guide with another company goes, "Do you have a cigarette?" And Frank's like, "No, I don't smoke."
Not really in the mood to smoke right now, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Thanks.
I'm bleeding.
I'm bleeding. Help me.
But he says, no, we need the tobacco. So he gets a cigarette from someone, and he takes the loose leaf tobacco and puts it all along the slice. And it's sticking. It's tobacco, so it's sticking to it because it's bloody.
Yeah.
And so he just has this line of tobacco on his arm. And my buddy Frank said, not as soon as, but maybe like 10 minutes after, he said the pain stopped, it stopped bleeding, and he could also taste the tobacco because it was going straight into his bloodstream.
Oh gosh!
So I guess
I feel great.
Yeah, so I don't know if like the nicotine or whatever is like a numbing agent, so he didn't feel the pain anymore. And then also I don't know if it was just the tobacco that's soaking up the blood, or if the chemicals in the tobacco is like doing something to cauterize it, kind of.
Yeah, makes it like coagulate.
Yeah, so never heard of that. So if you ever cut yourself in the woods and you got a cigarette, I guess put some tobacco on it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a Native American kind of, historic trick or something that you know how to do. That's great.
The dude was Croatian, so maybe he was like in the Croatian military, and that's what they teach you, like in the woods or something, how to
I would
stop
be afraid it would like burn or something when you put it on an open wound, but I guess it's natural, so I don't know.
And while at the same cliff, or at the same cave, the tour guide comes over to me and he goes, "You look like a guy that likes to jump off cliffs."
Oh.
And I said, "You are correct, sir."
You would be right. I flip off a lot of things.
And he said, "Well, if you swim around this little point here, it's like basically the left side of the cliff or the cave.
Yeah.
There's 2 cliffs on each side, and you could see, from the cave. And he said, see this little bush up there? He's like, climb up there. And he's like, you can jump off. And he's like, just make sure you jump out. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So I swim over there and I start to climb up the cliff. And I'm thinking, this is my 40th birthday. I was like, I really don't want to break my legs on my 40th birthday. But then I started climbing down once I got to the top. I was like, this is a little too high. It did not look deep enough to jump, because you need some room to go down.
Yeah.
Just from experience from like Eshkaret, jumping off those cliffs there.
Yeah.
So I know you need a little bit of room.
Yeah.
And so I start climbing down, and then I'm like, in my head also, my 40-year-old brain is like, don't be a pussy. You're just 40. You're not 70. You can still do things, And so I kind of debated with myself. I didn't go up to the highest point of the cliff. I went maybe like 3/4 of the way up.
I'm so proud of you.
And my buddy Dom's in the water, and he said he's watching, and there's this group of girls just kind of snorkeling and swimming, and they're like, hey, what's that guy doing up there?
Ooh.
And they're like, oh no, ah! And they all start screaming when I jump, because they're like, they didn't realize like what I was doing. They thought, I don't know if they thought I was like trying to kill myself or something, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't high enough to do that, but it was. They all just started screaming like, "Oh my god!"
Like it looks scary.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it must have been scary because you got a little nervous, and you jump off of everything. You don't really get nervous, so that tells me one thing. And then these girls that are like seeing a man jump off of it means it was really high also.
Yeah, it wasn't the height of it. It was just the depth of the water below. I couldn't really tell. And it's rocky and stuff. So I don't want to be one of those jackass videos or ridiculousness where they jump off and then they don't make it far enough. And then they're, hitting the ground on the way.
That scares me when they tell you to jump out. What if I don't jump out enough? Everybody's different, everyone's size different. I can't. You're gonna propel forward more than I can, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It freaks me out.
Yeah, but I did it. It was fun. I'm glad I did. Let's see, what else do I got on here? This is just like an observation. People that want to take pictures for you are the worst ones at taking photos.
The worst, 110%.
Yeah. So every time, we're doing like a selfie or whatever, oftentimes we'll be like, hey, do you guys want to all get in? Which is very nice offer. But the people that do this, they're always terrible at taking pictures. I'll be like in front of the Eiffel Tower, and they'll cut off like 3/4 of the tower and then have like the ground below.
People always do it to you too. I swear. That's why when they're, oh, you want a picture? You say yes, and I say no at the same time. I'm like, no, we don't need your terrible picture.
Exactly.
Greta,
so I got all these bad pictures of people that had taken it of me.
Oh my god.
But it's so weird. And then you kind of do that little judgment thing when you're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Who can take a photo? You're like, looks a little too old. Maybe doesn't speak English.
Sometimes we even ask the younger generation, and they're just as bad.
Yeah.
We must just pick bad people.
But it's fun. And then also, an observation we made was you can tell how old someone is by how they take the photo.
Yes.
If they take it vertically, they're probably under 30.
Yep.
If they take it horizontally, probably not.
Yeah.
I was, people ask to take pictures, they'll take a horizontal one, and then I have to ask them, hey, can you also do a vertical, for Instagram or whatever? But you can tell that like the first thought of a younger person is to take it vertically because that's what they grew up with.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny.
That's really funny. Or the moms that, move it around. It's like you can move the camera. You don't have to physically move.
Yeah.
Our moms are always crouching down and moving around.
Or like or too far back. It's like you can get closer.
Well, let me zoom in here. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, we didn't have to buy water in Dubrovnik because they had these ancient, I don't know if ancient, but yeah, I guess probably a couple 100,000 years old fountains all over the city. And it's all, I don't know how they do it. I guess it's like they have some kind of purification system or something, but you didn't have to buy water. You just had a water bottle. You just go up to these fountains and you just put they're drinking fountains basically, but they're giant and they're, big circular fountains with a bunch of spouts. And everybody can just walk up and fill up their water bottle.
That's amazing. I would love that.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Do you think it's like the table bed or the minerals that
purifies
the water?
I don't know if they also do something like underground before it comes in just to make sure, but everybody was doing it.
That's great.
So it's just a common thing. So in the middle
if everyone was doing it.
Yeah. Well, jump off a bridge, I guess. Jump off a cliff. But they so in the middle of the night when we were staying in our Airbnb, I was thirsty and we didn't have anything in the place. So I just got up, walked outside, walked maybe 100 yards over to the nearest fountain, filled up my water bottle, went back into my bedroom.
I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
So that was in Dubrovnik, and we flew from Dubrovnik to Zagreb, Croatia, and that was just like the closest. We're going to Budapest. We're on our way to Budapest, and when we had a layover, actually no, it wasn't even a layover, because from Zagreb we were taking a city bus, not city bus, just a bus from Zagreb to Budapest. 6-hour bus ride.
Ooh.
And it left at midnight, and it got there at 6 a.m. So we're sleeping on the bus.
Okay.
But when we got to Zagreb, we had to check out of our apartment or our Airbnb at like 11 a.m. So we hadn't showered since like that morning, and it was like 95 degrees, and we were sweating,
Hottest
just like
day.
gross. So when we got to Zagreb, we had like 4 hours, and I was like, let's just get a fucking cheap hotel, take a shower, and then leave, and then go to the bus station. Yeah. So I found one for like $50. So we split it 3 ways. Nice. So it didn't cost us much. Cost us, less than $20. Yeah. And when we get there, and it's the shittiest hotel.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it looked like it was one of those ones that used to be good.
Yeah.
But it was no longer good. And it has this guy, old guy, and we go to check in, and he was like, he couldn't understand that we only wanted the room for a few hours. He's like, well, you only booked the room for 2 people. And I said, yeah, but we're not sleeping. We're just showering. And he's like, but you have 3 people. So he's like, you have to pay extra. And I go, no. He's like, we're not sleeping in the bed. You can literally re-rent this room tonight.
Yeah.
Like, we're just
now.
showering and leaving. You just clean the shower, take the towels, replace the towels, and you're done.
Yeah.
And this guy just didn't get it. So
like, no.
Yeah. So he finally kind of made him understand, like, hey, we're not staying here all night. So he let us go in. It is like, it looked like he should run it by the hour. It was just gross. Like, everything was old.
And he's worried about you guys being in there.
Yeah. The shower was like so high, and it slanted down.
Oh.
And it looked like it's made for chicks to like masturbate in or something.
Excuse me?
Yeah. It just like looked like you were supposed to put your legs up. It was slanted down. I almost fell getting in and out of it. It was terrible.
What was it like? How are you supposed to shower in there? That's so weird.
It was difficult.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
maybe he thought you 3 guys were going to be doing something else. He's like, absolutely not. We don't rent to 3 men anymore.
I think that's what he was thinking too, because when he was like, oh, you're leaving already?
Yep.
Like, yep, told you, just showering.
Just showering.
We're good.
Oh my God. He's like, sure you are, buddies. Sure.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Then when we get to Budapest, we couldn't check in yet, obviously. But one of the things we wanted to do was go to these thermal baths, like a spa, like a natural, whatever. And this one was built in like 1910, and it was so cool, just like the architecture. And it was made to be kind of like, remember the old school like city pools?
Yeah.
They had like the locker rooms and all that.
Couch should be.
This place, you rent like a private room basically. So we all got our own private rooms for like $8-10, I think.
Oh.
And we could keep all our stuff in there, change in there. And they have showers and all that. So we just dropped our stuff off in there, went to the thermal baths, and we were there for like 5 hours.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You didn't even need to shower.
No. But then they not only did they have the thermal bath, but they had a sauna and like an ice, like the ice plunges or the cold plunge tubs and whatever. They had one of those. They had a beer spa where you could like drink beer and sit in the spa, I guess. I don't know.
Sit in beer?
Yeah.
a tub of beer?
But so we go to the sauna, and I shit you not, this is the hottest sauna I've ever experienced in my life.
Oh, and you love saunas.
I know. I could barely open my eyes.
Oh, no.
It was so, usually there's either the electric saunas or the ones with the rocks. This one, it was large. This held maybe 40 people if I want. It was a giant room.
Big sauna.
There's just this hole in the side of the wall, and when I walked by it, it felt like I was walking by a volcano.
Oh
so
my God.
I think the thermal heat from the underground, thermal spring or whatever, they just funnel it into this sauna. So it was so hot. Like, we were standing there, and we're 3 dudes, and so we're trying to like not be the first one to be like, hey, should we get out? So we're just sitting there, and we were there 10, 15 minutes, and I can't even open my eyes because it's burning my eyelids or my eyeballs. And so finally, and I'm looking at the guys, and they're doing the same thing, and I just go, should we go to like the cold plunge? And they're like, yeah, let's go. So we had to get the fuck out of there. I could not even. But there's old dudes in there just sitting there like it was no big deal, like reading a book, basically.
Maybe you have to like get used to it.
Yeah, maybe.
Gotta build it up. So I wonder what they think about our saunas. They're probably like, these pansy
pussies.
saunas.
Yeah, what is this? This isn't even hot. This is a lukewarm sauna.
Lukewarm.
But and then so we get in the cold plunge. And it was great. I can do that way better than the sauna, even though I love saunas.
Was it super cold?
It was really cold. And then they had this ice thing where you could put ice on your head or whatever if you wanted, like that crushed ice.
Ooh.
But so me and Frank are sitting in there, and we're in there like 10, 20 minutes. Like, I mean, it is freezing, but I'm good with the cold, being from up north.
Yeah.
And I get yelled at by this lady. I had my, those like kind of water shoes, like the Teva looking shoes.
Yeah.
I have the sandals.
Yeah.
I had those on still. Because I wore them into the sauna, but I got into the cold plunge not thinking about it. And she yelled at me about having my shoes on. I'm like, really? We're sitting in here with a bunch of sweaty fucking strangers.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if I have my shoes on?
Everyone's naked.
Or my sandals on.
Germs, Nate. Germs.
Yeah. Let's see. And so after we did that, we went to McDonald's because we were starving and there was
the McDonald's. I was like, there's a place called McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the McDonald's.
The McDonald's.
But it was interesting. They had like some different foods and stuff. They had, God, I'm trying to think. I don't know if they have it in the U.S. Maybe they do. Who knows? But it's the Big Mac? The two patties.
Mm-hmm.
They have a chicken Big Mac.
Ooh,
so you get chicken. And
never heard of that.
Same thing with the breakfast. So we were eating breakfast. So I got an egg McMuffin, but with chicken.
Ooh.
They had one with pork. They had one with like Canadian bacon. I think they used to have that, but
Lots of options.
yeah, but it was tons of other things. It was really cool.
We love it. We're not big McDonald's fans, but we love visiting them in other countries because McDonald's is good in other countries. I think it's just not that great in the U.S., but I love the little different sauces and stuff. Like Mexico, you get like a jalapeno sauce with it and just random different.
Yeah, I think when me and my dad were in Norway, we went to McDonald's. We didn't try to go to McDonald's, but often not a lot of stuff is open late. It's like you eat dinner by 9 or you ain't eating anything.
It's bedtime.
Yeah, so McDonald's obviously was open a little bit later, but the chicken nuggets just had all these like seasoning stuff on it, like chives and I don't know, just it tasted a lot better. What else did I get?
I saw all your Coke Zeros around the world.
Oh,
it made me jealous.
Yeah. In McDonald's, they also had these like cheesy bites.
Oh.
It was like cheesy potato bites, and they mixed them into my chicken nuggets. So I had like potato bites and chicken nuggies.
You didn't even know.
Yeah, no, it was great.
That's awesome.
And then they had sweet potato fries.
Oh.
Like McDonald's sweet
Come
potato.
on.
Yeah, dude.
We're slacking.
I wish I could think of some of the other things that they had that they don't have in the U.S., but they had like a lot of fun, different options.
Yeah.
And it all tastes good because they don't use the same kind of like preservatives and stuff.
Yeah, we really need to talk about that.
Yeah. Do you have any things off the top of your head, or if not, I can just continue with my stuff.
Yeah, you just.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Oh, in Budapest, so we were taking this cruise down the river, and what was the situation? Oh, so Dom, like as I said last episode, didn't bring enough clothes.
Oh,
he brought like 3 shirts, so he was constantly doing laundry.
You had one guy with too much, one guy with not enough, and you were like right in the middle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like Goldilocks.
Yeah, the 3 bears.
Yeah. And so we're doing this cruise down the river in Budapest, and I think it's the Danube. I don't know. Danube.
Danube sounds right.
Danube. I think it's just pronounced Danube.
Danube?
Anyway, so we're taking this. It's like a river cruise, and it's. I don't know. No, this one wasn't unlimited drinks. You just got like a glass of wine, you got a beer, and then you could order more and stuff. And it was pretty cool, like open air boat. And Dom goes to do laundry like 30 minutes before we had to leave for the boat.
Oh,
it's like that ain't happening, man. And so he's like, I got to do laundry, got nothing to wear. And I was like, all right. I don't know if you'll make it. So me and Frank, after he'd gone after a bit, we go, and he's like, I think I can make it. And he's like taking an Uber, rushing there, and we're like trying to tell the captain, because we're already on the boat, like, hey, can you guys just hang out for another minute? And they're like, we gotta go. And he'd gotten out of his Uber, running to the pier, and right when he's trying to get on, we see him talking to the guy, and the boat starts taking off.
Oh no!
Yeah, so he got all the way there and missed the boat.
Poor Dom.
Yeah.
He couldn't just go buy some shorts and a T-shirt or something, like Dude Brovnik.
That's what I thought. And this is another observation that kind of stupid on our part, but we were splitting everything. Like
That's good.
Anything we booked ahead of time, we split already. But then, on the trip, it was like, oh, you get this Uber, or I get that Uber. Or if we booked another excursion while we were on the trip, we just say, hey, everybody, we'll split it and Venmo me. So maybe a week into the trip, Frank was looking at his Venmo and stuff, and he goes, hey, you know what, guys? And we were like, what? And he goes, we've been splitting this in euros and paying in dollars. So like if it was 60 euro, it'd be like, okay, 20 each. So then we were like Venmoing 20 USD, when it's not that much difference. I think like 20 euro is like 25 or 28 USD or something. A bit different, so we were like,
oopsie, there's money missing somewhere. It's not adding up.
Yeah, so we just continued to do the same thing because we're like, all right, well, because if we changed in the middle of it, then somebody's starting to get more money than the people that got fucked over.
Balance out later.
Yeah, exactly. So, oops.
Oopsies. You think you'd be used to that with the Mexico conversion and everything, but yeah, you don't think about it at the time.
Yeah.
Especially when you're Venmoing. You're not Venmoing euros.
Yeah. Next one. This was in Vienna, in Austria, and we kept on seeing wiener everywhere.
Wiener.
Yeah, everything kept on saying it had wiener on it, and we're children, so we were like, there was this one that said wiener wash, and it was like to fill up your water bottle or something. We're like, wiener wash. So we asked a cab driver. Wiener is I don't know what language they speak in Austria. Whatever. Oh no, maybe it's German. Austrian? It might be German. Wiener is German for Austria. So not Austria, Vienna.
Oh, so I was like, wait a minute.
So wiener means Vienna.
Oh, like a Vienna.
So every
sausage?
time we saw a wiener, yeah, exactly. So, but no, like a wiener schnitzel. That actually is Vienna schnitzel.
Vienna schnitzel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so like wiener wink or anything that has wiener on it is Vienna. So it's just saying from Vienna.
So we're saying like a wiener sausage when we say Vienna sausages. We just need to say like Vienna.
Yeah. Well, no, like we're using it as wiener, but in German, wiener is Vienna. So they're talking about the city.
Fun.
Yeah, but that's what I didn't realize. Like a Frankfurter is a sausage from Frankfurt, Germany. Like I had gone to. So So Wiener Schnitzel is Vienna Schnitzel.
Vienna Schnitzel. Yeah. That's so funny. So you guys are like Vienna wash.
Yeah, yeah. We had no idea. Another observation I made was so this guy I ordered a beer and I said, oh, like I just said, oh, give me like your house beer, or like what's your the favorite one here or something like that.
Give me a local.
And I ordered the beer and I said, well, so what beer is this? And he points to the glass and it has the brewery on it and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I noticed everywhere I went in Europe, they did in the beer community, you call it proper glassware.
Yes.
Is when the beer glass matches the beer you're drinking out of. In Mexico or in the U.S. or wherever else, they're just like, I don't know, these are some promotional like Bud Light glasses, but you're drinking a shock top or something.
Exactly.
They went to great lengths to make sure you're drinking the beer that has the glass associated with it. Yeah.
Wow, that's smart. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like they take it to another level there. That glass is probably also for that specific beer, not just the brewery, or maybe both or whatever. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And then you probably saw my video. This was in Vienna. Everything closed super early. Even the convenience stores. Like we were trying to find just like a water, and everything was closed before 9 o'clock or around 9. I wonder
why. It's like safer, or it's just that everyone goes to bed.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a weekday thing and they party late on the weekends.
I feel like in Europe, everybody eats dinner late or stays up late, but maybe not there.
Yeah, I don't know. But they had the alcohol vending machines.
Oh.
So that's where we GPS to like some like quote unquote 24-hour convenience store. It was just a room with like 5 vending machines. They had full bottles of Jack, vodka, gin, beers, everything. I mean, you saw that video, right?
Yeah. It was like underpants, vodka, this, that, cigarettes, shoes, like everything you could possibly need.
Yeah. So
that's great.
So super interesting. We didn't get anything. I mean, we got a water. We didn't get any like alcohol bottles, but everyone wanted to know what happens when it falls. When you order out the vending machine, it comes down. There is like a big cushion at the bottom, so it just falls into this cushion.
I thought maybe it was one of those new ones where the little arm grabs it and takes it down that little chute thing
Yeah.
keeps it all safe, and it's like, here you go.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah,
but, you
no,
know.
we'll just put a little cushion there.
Yeah.
That's great. We need to step up our vending machine game for sure. Those were like awesome. That would be great. We see those in Mexico a little bit. They're starting, but it's like the old vending machines, and they, instead of filling it with snacks and candy, they're putting like tampons and first aid kits and flip flops and stuff in them.
Yeah. Oh, another one, Lex, you will like. American women spend too much on bras because nobody in Europe was wearing a bra anyway.
I know.
They're just nippies poking through. You could see the little areolas. I mean, it was just let them fly.
Were you looking?
It was hard not to.
I'm
Headlights coming at me everywhere.
I mean, we're used to that in Mexico. I think America is the last country wearing bras also. And ladies, I implore you to let the nippies free. Let the boobies free. It's such a better life.
It took you a minute to realize that. I was just like, who cares? Like, we're in Mexico. We're in a beach kind of community, and you were like a little, modest or hesitant at the time. Now you don't, it's not a big deal.
No, I'm like, should I wear a bra? Where are we gonna see like, grandmothers or family or something? Like, should I? Am I gonna offend somebody? But you're raised that way to cover the nipples. Women don't have nipples. You shouldn't be showing that. Don't show your bra straps. None of that stuff. And in Mexico, right up. It's too hot to care. It's too hot to care about bras.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Well, I'll give you one last story before we get out of here. This was in Amsterdam, and we got a pretty nice hotel right by the red light district. 3 beds, and my buddies were just beat at this time.
I'm sure.
They
can't hang like you do.
Yeah, they were just so tired. And so they had gone and they'd crashed, and I was watching TV. So it was dark in there, and we have those 3 single beds, like they do in Europe.
Yeah.
So they're both sleeping. I got the TV on, and there's a little kind of counter underneath the TV, and I see something scurry across it.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
cockroach,
guys, and I woke them up. I was like, guys, I think there's a rat in our room.
Oh, no.
And
even worse.
And they're like, nah, man, we're in Amsterdam. He's like, you're just high. You just smoked too many joints. And I'm like, I am high, but I swear I saw something. And they're like, no. And then so they go back to bed, and then I see it again. It comes from the top, jumps down, and I'm looking at it. It's behind the coffee maker, and they're like, and I said, dude, the mouse is back.
There's something.
Yeah, there's something back. I was like, I'm looking at it right now. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't see anything. I was like, all right, whatever. Okay. So I go to the bathroom, and I'm in there, and I'm brushing my teeth and, getting ready for bed. And all of a sudden I hear this, ah! 2 grown men screaming, oh my God, oh my God. And
they saw him.
They saw the mouse. I was not imagining this. And it's jumping from the TV down to the counter. It's on my drone bag. It's jumping around. Oh my
God. Wait, rat or mouse? Big difference.
True. Yeah, sorry, I interchanged that. I guess it's a mouse. Yeah, mouse. Okay. Yeah. It's not like a big New York City rat. It's a mouse. It's a little mouse.
Jesus.
So we call the guy at the front desk, and he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And we're like, I don't know. Like, this is your hotel. There's a mouse in here.
Do you have a shoebox or something, or a cup we could put him in? I don't know.
So he brings one of those sticky things, the little sticky things.
Yeah.
And you could tell it's been like under a fridge or something, because there's like little like cockroaches and stuff stuck to it.
Oh man, it's not even a new one.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So we just put it on the little counter below my TV, or below the TV. And so I go to bed, and I was like, great. Like, now, because they didn't want to go to sleep. We're like, oh shit, there's a fucking mouse in our room while we're trying to sleep.
It's not gonna mess with you while you're sleeping.
Oh, what do you mean mess with you? It could just be crawling across your chest or something.
True.
Like, fuck that.
I want him. You should have caught him. Like, make him a little friend. Like, Fievel goes west. Fievel goes to Europe.
Yeah, Fievel goes to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Fievel gets a hooker in the red light district.
Oh no, Fievel. That's the X-rated version.
Yeah. So we're laying there, and I'm still awake. I'm watching TV, and I see a blink, and it jumps down to the counter. It gets stuck, and it's stuck in the thing, and I wake the guys up, and they're like, oh my God, we caught it. And so we call the front desk, and the guy comes and gets it. And I'd like to think that he took it outside and unstuck it from the mat, and he's free, and he's living with his family.
Yeah. He's back, Adam the mouse in Amsterdam.
Probably not, but yeah. But anyway.
Probably threw him in the garbage.
I don't know. I don't like to think about it.
I know. Poor little mousey.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there's some more stories. We probably have another episode of some of the crazy stuff that's happened to
Those
us.
are some good stories. You
Yeah.
guys had a really good time.
It was a fun trip. I'm glad I wrote it down, or a lot of this down, because sometimes you forget those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good thing you have videos too
Yeah.
to complement the stories.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, Lex, do you got anything?
No, but I will say again, I'm all for the men's trip every year. You go on a trip with your buddies once a year. It's great. I love it. And then I get to go to Europe once you figure everything out.
All right. We'll talk to you next week. Happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.